I'm Jamie Messina, and I am the founder of Team Be Strong. Team Be Strong is a group of individuals who promote, encourage, and implement healthy living. What is healthy living? So that is a loaded question. For me, healthy living comes from all aspects, not just physical, working out, but nutrition, what you put in your body. It's mental health, it's just spiritual health, it's all of these things put together, really, so that life can flow in all aspects and just feel good all around. As a coach, I help people implement healthy living and turn it into a lifestyle. I do that by helping them to make fitness and working out a daily activity. I help them to understand nutrition, to understand nutrients and vitamins and why our bodies need those to thrive. And I also help them to understand why personal development is important and how to make that a daily activity as well. As somebody who's struggled with anxiety and depression their entire life, I know the importance of working out and what that actually does for your brain. It's basically, for me, a natural antidepressant. It really triggers things in your brain, serotonin and all these chemicals that, need to be increased, and you can do that naturally with fitness and working out and getting active. When I was first approached about coaching, my anxiety took over. I did not want anything to do with it. It scared the crap out of me. And what happened was I really couldn't deny the excitement that I was feeling within myself from implementing nutrition and working out into my daily life. And that excitement just overpowered the anxiety that I was feeling. So that's what led me there. Seeing the way that my coach helped me to start to feel better in my own skin, to start to actually feel happy, made me feel like I needed to do that for other people as well. I thought that my anxiety and depression was a part of my life that was going to rule and run my life forever, and it wasn't until I found this that I realized that wasn't true. So I took that on as part of my job to let other people know that it's not true for them either. But yeah, so so here's the thing. There's this thing called light bulb moments in people's coaching careers, right? And for me, when I first started, I didn't understand. I didn't understand the connection between what was happening with me actually feeling happy and fitness. I just noticed that I was more confident and I was feeling more happy, but I didn't really make that connection between what I was putting into my body and doing with my body to that feeling until I saw a program, or I went on a Beachbody cruise with the coaches, and 2 days before I went, this girl that I used to work with, I heard that she had committed suicide, and it really, really affected me. And then, I went on this cruise and there was no internet, and I just was kind of shut off from the world for a while, and I started thinking about how she used to message me saying, "Hey, you look great, I see you doing this Beachbody stuff," and I'd always be like, yeah, but I had never talked about my own anxiety and depression, and I never mentioned that because I was embarrassed by it. And then, so while I'm on this ship, I'm just thinking about that, and I just happened to be in my room for 10 minutes out of the whole time I was there, and I turned on this program, and it was another coach talking, because they had a Beachbody program on, and the coach was talking about how she had been in the hospital, she had tried to commit suicide, and how this had helped her change that feeling and this depression that she had her whole life, and it was just oh, that's what it is. Why aren't I talking about this? And right then and there, I kind of realized my purpose as a coach is to share that with people, because it's so beyond this bag of shake and this box of DVDs and this Beachbody thing that everybody's so blah about. It's life and death for some people. It was life and death for me, whether, maybe not actually physically dying, but quality of life, and it has changed significantly, and that is something that I feel I have to share with everybody that I come into contact with. I feel like I do need to touch more upon the anxiety and depression piece because my life has changed so much from it. There obviously depression comes still all the time. It's just very different how it affects me now and how it affected me before I found all of this. One little thing before would just set me on this spiral, and I'd go for days or weeks just feeling so low and just not knowing how to get out of this hole and not knowing how to change that. And it really, it affected my entire life. My life, I think my depression and anxiety defined my life. And now I define my life. And what I'm doing defines my life. And anxiety and depression just come in and out here and there. And it's very, very different. I think it's just natural now, like something happens and you get depressed for a day. But the fact that it's just quickly and not ruining months of my life is like, holy hell, like this is awesome, Yeah. I was sad. I was a sad person. I think that's the biggest thing. And people could tell, just 6 months to a year into this, people could tell the difference. Just me walking up, I didn't even have to say anything. And they could feel a difference in my presence. Because what I was radiating, like the energy that I was radiating was different. And I could feel that in turn. And when they smiled and they could feel that and they said something about it, I started to feel an emotion that I hadn't felt in a really long time, which was pride. And being proud of who I was personally. And that was something that I don't think I ever had felt before. So I told you guys a little bit about, how things have changed for me, how I'm starting to feel pride or happiness and confident. And that was because I started to implement these things into my life. But there are things I have to do consistently on a daily basis to make that happen. And that's kind of what coaching did for me and being part of a Beachbody Challenge group is I learned to make these things, these little changes, consistent and daily, which led to these huge transformations. And from the beginning, it can seem like this overwhelming change, and it's not. They're just little things that you can do. So every day I do my workout. I don't have to do anything crazy. I don't have to go to the gym. I do it at home or, even when I'm traveling. I can do it from anywhere, on my laptop, on my phone, wherever I'm at. Sometimes it's in my basement, where I'm sitting right now. Sometimes it's in a park. Sometimes it's at my friend's house. But it's easy to do, and I can do it from anywhere. I also eat better. I think about what I'm putting into my body. I don't think of food as something to, I guess in the past I used it as something to make me feel better. If it tasted good, pizza or something like that would make me feel better, when really it wasn't doing anything for my body. And now when I look at food, I look at how it's providing for my body and still makes you feel better and taste good. But so I drink a shake every day. I drink something called Shakeology because it's easy for me. It's chocolate, it tastes good, and it provides my body with the vitamins and nutrients it needs to thrive. On top of that, I also make sure I'm eating proper portions and the right types of foods for dinner, for lunch, for snacks. And the most important thing, which ties this all together in my opinion, is I do personal development on a daily basis. I listen to podcasts that are uplifting. I read books that are going to improve and give me tools to move my life forward in the way that I want. And I'd say the glue to those three things is my team and the environment that I have with the Beachbody coaches and the people that are in my challenge groups, because we all are just so excited about the changes that are happening and being positive and doing good things for ourselves, that it just creates this environment of just, I want to keep going.
Talk about accountability.
Yeah. That's the huge piece.
I got you.
So the fact that I have this group of people who are like-minded, who are also going through the same thing, and we have we're basically at each other's fingertips because of social media. We provide each other accountability. So sad to say, but especially before I did all this, dealing with anxiety and depression, letting myself down wasn't a big deal. It just wasn't. And that's just how we are, how most humans are. We don't mind letting ourselves down. But when we think we're letting somebody else down, it's a big deal. And that's what actually kept me going in my first 90-day challenge group, is I didn't want to let my coach down. I didn't want to let the other people in the challenge group down. So I showed up every day and I wanted to be there. And then by the end of the 90 days, it became a habit for me. And a good habit, Usually habits, I think, are associated with bad things, but there's good habits. This is a good habit. And, that's what the community provides for people, is accountability. It provides, if you're not having a good day and you show up and you're like, today sucked, I messed up, I don't want to do my workout. You've got all these people that are there right by your side, giving you words of encouragement, saying, hey, I understand how you feel, but think about how you're going to feel after, and just people kind of lifting you up in those times where if you were alone, you might just say, I'll do it tomorrow. For me, even getting started in health and fitness, I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't do it for years. I would talk and then never take action. And it's because I didn't know where to start. And a lot of times when I saw these trainers, these fit trainers, or, people who just had it all together, that scared the absolute crap out of me. And I didn't want to go there. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to show up. But for me as a coach, I started from the bottom and I became this a little bit over time. And now I'm here, but I'm just like everybody else. I have the same struggles. There's days I don't want to work out. There's days I want to eat candy bars. And that's okay. And it's just being normal, being down to earth, understanding that this is just a part of life and nobody's perfect. And it's going to be a lot of ups and downs. I think that's important to understand. And that's, what we do as coaches. I'm not this fitness expert that came, was born out the womb and, was like this professional, like, fitness person. No, I didn't start even working out till I was 28, and I did it with videos. And now I just learned how to implement that into my life, and then how to show other people how to do that. And I have the same struggles as everybody else, and continue to. And I think that's kind of what makes it relatable and easy for people to join on. And that's what makes it easy for me to continue. I would have quit a million times had I not seen my coach or talked to her, and her just be like, hey, I know exactly how you feel. I'm going through that too, but let's get through this together.
No man is an island.
Yeah. And honestly, the reason I initially decided to be a coach was because I wanted to get a discount on Shakeology, 25% discount. And so that was important to me. And I also saw like I said, people could see the change in my energy and were commenting on my weight loss as it was slowly happening, and wanted to know what I was doing. So I started to run little groups with just me and a couple friends, my sister. And then over time, that changed for me, my reason for coaching. I didn't want to just be a coach for the discount anymore. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to show them that they could change their lives, that if you aren't happy in your body, if you're not happy where you are, if you're not happy and you're letting things hold you back, big things like depression and anxiety, and you think that there's no way out, that there is. You can put the work in and change it. It's not easy, but you can do it. And I wanted to show people that it was possible, because I think about it and I can't imagine, had I not become a coach, if I hadn't found Beachbody, where my life would be. It's I don't even want to think about it because it's sad. I don't think I'd be where I am today and have grown in the ways that I have. Like I said, I dealt with anxiety. I was a person that took F's in college. Those classes aren't cheap. I took F's in college because I didn't want to stand up in front of a room and do a presentation. And 2 years ago, I got up in front of 30,000 people and did a rap on stage at our coach summit. So that is some significant growth right there. And honestly, it's because of the work I've put in with Beachbody, with health, with fitness, with personal development, with stepping outside of my comfort zone. And I've realized that it's, it may have started with me just wanting abs, but what it has become is something so much bigger than that, and something so amazing, and done things that I never would have expected I could do. I became a coach, and at first, people were really into it because they saw how happy I was, and they were rooting for me and whatever. But very quickly I realized there were a lot of haters too, and people that were really close to me, and just knocking my own fitness journey, telling me to go eat a cheeseburger. And I sat there and just was like, I don't understand. Like, you see that I'm getting really happy, like I'm happier, I'm becoming just a better person, but you're trying to pull me off track. And that made me do a lot of like deep soul searching and just thinking about the people that were in my life. And, you know, maybe it was coming out in that aspect of my health and fitness where they were trying to pull me back, but I'm thinking, what else in my life are you holding me back from? And so, you know, who I wanted to surround myself with really changed as I got deeper into coaching and the more people I've met. And, you know, the more personal development and personal growth that I've done, I've realized, you know, who I want the people closest to me to be. And they're people that are going to lift me up, that are going to push me forward in a positive direction, that are going to support me and just encourage, you know, what I'm all about. And I found that through my challengers and coaches. And I found that when I made that shift, the friends outside of this Beachbody community and outside of the fitness community, the friends that have been attracted to me are also like-minded. And that's been so important in just the growth and the shift of where my life is headed as a coach in my career and beyond. Because at this point, I don't even know. It's just going to keep going in a positive direction. So when you're in a transition and you're moving forward and doing good things for yourself, and what happens to the people that are closest to you and how they react to what's going on and how often they can try to drag you down and hold you back, and you really start to recognize, there's a certain point you really recognize, you know, I'm trying to make these positive changes in my life and these people are holding me back. And it's kind of, it's scary, and it's a choice you have to make. Because often these are family members or your closest friends, and it's like, okay, I can either go back to where I was and remain where I was, or I can continue making these changes and lose these people that were so close to me that I thought were my friends. And I see a lot of my challengers struggle with it in their own weight loss, because usually sometimes it's family members. But as a coach, for me, I had to make a decision. Am I going to continue on and just find the people that are meant to know me, or am I going to go back to being unhappy because it means I get to keep the same life that I had? And honestly, I didn't like where I was before, so I had to keep going, and I lost a lot of people, and it was sad. I totally just traded in a lifestyle.
Yeah.
My old lifestyle was, you know, when I talked about being proud before, I didn't have anything to be proud of before, but what I boasted about was that I could drink a lot. You know, I was little and I could drink a lot of beers. I could take a lot of shots of tequila. You know, I was a party animal or whatever. And those were the things that were kind of my thing, but I wasn't proud. You know, I wanted so desperately to be a part of a community, but I found that because when you're in a community and it revolves around things like alcohol and stuff like that, you don't get the best outcome from it. So I would go home, and at the end of the day, I would still feel just empty and like my life was missing something. And I didn't know what that was. And the fact that, you know, alcohol mixed with that empty feeling leads to a dark place. And so, yeah, I had to make some significant changes. And I traded in that lifestyle for, you know, now I drink shakes and I work out and I hang out and go on these amazing trips with people, and on our trips we do workouts versus, you know, drinking all day on the beach. But to me, that fulfills me and it makes me happy, and feeling inspired and thinking about ways to create and pay it forward, that makes me happy. I wasn't doing anything to help myself grow, personal growth. Like,
What were you doing for a living at the time?
I did a lot of things. I was the manager of a restaurant, which I worked a lot of hours. It was at the airport. It was like 75, 80 hours a week. And then that got me, like, I was just physically sick from it. So I started working for my family business, which was really boring and I wasn't passionate about. It was a flooring company, and it just wasn't, I tried to get into it, but I couldn't. So I felt stuck. You know, I had always wanted to be an entrepreneur, and it just didn't, I thought that 27, 28, that ship had sailed. And so that was disappointing as well. And then I just physically was just getting bigger and more unhealthy as time went on.
Because you weren't happy.
Yeah.
You felt like you missed opportunities.
Yeah, and I felt like it was too late. And I never really understood what it took to get into shape. It was, I didn't play a sport in college, and I didn't understand. I thought it was, you were born that way, and it wasn't until, the easy tools with Beachbody that I understood I could implement it into my life daily.
Easy tools.
Yeah, like a DVD and a freaking a shake.
You don't have to leave the house. You can.
No. I mean, I'm one of those people that yesterday we had a blizzard and I wouldn't have went to the gym or nothing. I would have used that as an excuse because I hate being cold and, I wouldn't drive in the snow. So, winters. That was out. No workouts in the winters. Part of my growth, it's like this big ripple effect, this big chain reaction that happened. I started with changing my health and fitness, and then I started implementing personal development in my life, and then I started really just digging deep into myself and figuring out how I can grow emotionally and spiritually as a person, because I find that so important, all of these aspects together. And before, I would have placed blame or on other people for things that happened in my life, and I've just learned to take ownership of my life and to find ways to improve whatever's bothering me. And so I've gone beyond fitness and just started implementing things like Reiki into my life and meditation and stuff like that. It is bringing me to a new level. I feel like it definitely brings me to a new level. And the fact that it just ties in really well with health and fitness and nutrition and well-being and personal growth and positivity and the law of attraction and all of these things are tied in together, and it just keeps going. It's like every day I learn something new, and I'm just now continuing on this spiritual journey to figure out who I am beyond the anxiety and depression riddled person from back in the day, because that was since I was a child. Even if health and fitness were to leave me tomorrow, I would have these other tools with me that I know are so significant in my life, which is to continue on a personal growth journey and to always just learn and continue on this, just to understand, to have a deeper understanding of what is actually happening. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just don't understand. There's people just so negative in the world and just so much negativity happening, and then we, for me it was anxiety and depression, and then people's interpretations and interactions and all these things. It was just weird and overwhelming. And honestly, I never thought that starting out with Beachbody and starting with putting in a DVD every day and drinking a shake and joining this group would help me to understand that at a deeper level. And not only that, but to help me accept it and deal with it so that it didn't affect me negatively. The tools that I use daily now are what keep me sane. It's my medicine. It's what keeps me going. When times are tough, just in society in general, which over the past couple of years they have been, those are times where I would have internalized that and let my depression and anxiety take over. And because I have these tools now, that didn't happen. And I was able to use negative things and turn them into positive situations and just keep my head together,
Thank you, Beachbody.
Yeah. Thank you, Beachbody. And most people are holding up the paycheck. Thank you, Beachbody. Thank you, Beachbody, for making me not want to kill myself. I mean, come on. That's some deep shit. I'm laughing, but I'm not kidding. That's the thing. I'm not joking. I was in a deep place, dark place. I just didn't know how to change. I didn't know how to get out of this hole. I didn't think that there was a way out. I thought this was my life and this is how it was supposed to be. This is just who I am because it's all I knew. And the fact that something as simple as joining a challenge group changed that is mind-blowing. It's freaking mind-blowing. So I keep mentioning about a challenge group, and that's what got me started. So what is that exactly? Basically, it's, you choose a Beachbody fitness program, you choose a Shakeology flavor, your coach helps you with a nutrition plan, and you start in a group, a private Facebook group, or sometimes they do it on an app, and you and a group of people all start on the same day and support each other through the process of getting through a program. Funny statistic here, if you buy a program and don't have a coach or a challenge group, most people, I think it's like 80%, don't even open the box. So challenge groups are huge, and having a coach is huge in that aspect. I run challenge groups every month, in case you're interested. So I talked a lot about why I became a coach and what that meant for me and how much deeper it was than just, working out and getting abs. And those are the exact people that I've attracted to my team and the people that I want to continue to attract. So if you look at it, I came from another coach, and now I have all these coaches under me. It's like a ripple, okay? And we can affect so many people. We can change so many people's lives. I can't do that alone. I only have this immediate area around me, but each coach that comes and joins my team can affect so many more. And that's like the bigger vision we have for Team Be Strong as a team, is just to, totally reach the people that are meant to hear our message and to spread that and, make positive change and positive ripples everywhere. I keep going back to this box of DVDs and bag of shakes, right? Because that's what people see it as. But when you really uncover it, the effect that we can have on the entire world is crazy. Just from our positivity and stuff. I get messages from people that tell me that they quit their job and they're going after their life dream because of something that I said that I didn't even know that I had that effect on. Now, what if that person's life dream was to go and to become a teacher and to teach kids how to, be amazing and to be their best selves? And then they go and do that and change, and they create all these little agents of change who then go and do amazing things and then go and teach that to, a million other people. It's just a ripple effect. Like, I don't even know how else to describe it. It's so beyond health and fitness. It's at a mental level that I feel like a lot of people can't understand. And what it comes down to is basically love. I mean, self-love, love of others, love of the world, love of your just being, and spreading that to one another in a time when there is a lot of hate trying to creep up. We're gonna make our presence known, and instead of just accepting what's happening, you can make change and show up and create love and create positivity without fighting, Yeah. I'm seriously mind-blown by the power of social media and how people have the opportunity to change the world in such positive ways through social media. I mean, I feel like it's such a crazy, awesome tool that we have right at our fingertips. And, there are a lot of people using it for bad, but when we do use it for good, we have such a wide reach, and we can reach people that may have never seen it. I kind of wish that it was around when I was younger, because that might have helped me with some of my struggles. And so the fact that we can do this on our own for free on social media and reach the people that we're trying to reach is it's freaking awesome. If this video spoke to you, if you felt connected in some way, if you want to, follow your passion or have a passion for helping other people change their lives while changing yours, bettering your health, your fitness, your nutrition, your mental well-being, your physical well-being, your spiritual well-being, all of the above. If you just want to move forward and move onward and upward, I want you to contact me, because you'd be a great fit for Team Be Strong.